Welcome back into Game Fanatics to our continuing Let's Play of Caribbean Legend. Before we jump into today's episode, we're going to be going over the comment section from yesterday's video. Let's get right to it. Alright, so first up, from Wolfsbane Art. Well, you started the right way, even without our help and spoilers. That's good. Waiting for the next episode to see, for you to see the island in the light of day, in its full glory. I'm really looking forward to that as well. Also, don't hesitate talking to the islanders. Literally, each of them have their own story, so if you have time or interest, you can read them all. I'm gonna prioritize the story, like the main story, but I more than likely, after I clear this zone, will go back and listen to each individual story. We'll see. Depends on how this plays out. But I'll probably read quite a bit. I'm just trying not to overdo it right now. Regarding the idol itself, you mentioned you have an AMD card just like me. It seems this game does not do too well with the AMD cards, and visuals are not good. Even in Teach His Own, there was a usual fire which looked much better than canned pineapple rings. I mean, thankfully, I'm not somebody who cares an extreme amount about graphics, so the effects didn't look that bad to me. I mean, obviously, there could, if it's an issue with the card, with the GPU, then that's unfortunate, but I get it. I'm not too harsh on the devs over saying like that. Alright, so from Mangi, hey, nice to see you actually find Mary. Not from the first try, but nice work actually figuring it out. Well, the thing is, like, once I got in there, it says, like, you know, figure out the way out of the holds, but I didn't know which way would be a right way, so I just, you know, went to the door first, thinking I'd have to use that to get to the air quest markers, and then as soon as the incident happened, where the NPCs jumped all over me, I'm like, oh, okay, this must not be it. Let's see if we can figure out another way out of that exact room. That support, it is being written about in Extinguished Star Quest. It's Yan's support in taking out Lavassier. There isn't anything to talk with Yan about this quest specifically. What it means is just get the support of Yan in Tortuga's quest. So you haven't actually decked yourself out before visiting Justice Island. Well, you really should have. It might help. Okay, so the support for Yan involving Extinguished Star is the same support that we're supposed to get for taking out Lavassier anyways, so those two quest lines then at that point will line back up together. Ugh, you're right. So I'm not sure about, like, not decking myself out. I think I did okay. I mean, I got the pearls that you guys said I should bring. We've got our usual variety of potions. Large variety of potions. I do have the Squall potion as well with me. Also, the OP potions, we still got a couple of those kicking on me. And I do have a full set of amulets that I would normally throw on. So we do have multiple Widowmakers. We've got the Ghoul Ring. We got 3 Eltil Zoros, and even my Poison Ring. So I don't know what more decked out I might need to be. We'll see if I run into any difficulties. We'll figure it out. Alright, and then we got the last couple of time-stamped ones from Wolfsbane Art. Let's go. A little bit about Stone Idol is active during the hour, so you could just rest it until midnight, not 11:05. Idol would still be active until 1 o'clock. That's fine. It only took a moment to wait at that point. But good to know for future. Fun fact there, I don't know when they added it, but now Comanche potions are activated automatically after teleportation. Previously, you'd have entered the inventory and used it there, or pressed the binded key button on the keyboard. Okay. And even though the shaman told you not to go into the hold after you teleported, you even wrote that down, you still entered that there because of the quest marker. Maggie, I hope you're happy. Haha, yes. By the way, you can play out this quest 3 different ways. Entering the hold is first, finding Mary is second, and just swimming to any ship but Mary's is third. Since you've managed to find Mary by some bloody miracle. What do you mean by some bloody miracle? I did process of elimination. I already know this from comments, even though I didn't reach this moment in episode. Okay, so you said before I did that. I recommend to play the quest her way because, and as I saw Mangy 2, didn't believe that you would find her and end up playing the quest the third way. Eesh, you guys have little faith. Alright. Now, what I am doing... Alright, getting into the episode. Sorry, I got a cat on my lap again. Making things difficult, as she loves to do. Is I'm going to play through Mary's dialogue again. I'm sorry, hon. I gotta write stuff down. Love you. Okay. So, I am going to play through Mary's dialogue again and make some notes. I was rushing towards the end there because we had to wrap things up. Now we've got enough time. I'm going to read through it more carefully, make a couple notes about what is going on here. Because I don't want to miss any details.
Damn it! You're just in time, alright?
Alright, so you're just in time. I never could have dealt with them myself. I'm going to skip some of this because we read over it last time. I just want to see some of the information. I don't know what will be useful info and what won't, so I'm going to write down several things. And then I will go over what I wrote down. So, Chad is a pirate from Shark's crew. Now, where it says Goaler on Tartarus, I think what they mean to say is jailer. Let me check that real quick. Not familiar with that word. Goaler. Caps lock. Yeah, it's just jailer. A person in charge of a jail or of the prisoners in it. Goaler is predominantly used in British English. Okay. So it literally is just another spelling for the same word. I just want to make sure of that. What the hell? Did my screen keep clicking through the game while I was on the other window? Okay. Anyways, that was me being like, wait, Shark's here? Chad works for Shark. Shark came to establish a base, that is confirmed. But the clans fought back against him. Shark took St. Augustine. Where the provisions are. And they took Tartarus. Which is where the prison is. Shark imprisoned Milrow. Now, I remember writing down information about Milrow. Milrow was head of the Narwhals. He was killed. My dear friend, and the Ravado's wizard Chimiset. Curious to see what they consider a wizard. Chad framed Shark as the murderer of Milrow, knowing that Mary wanted to get Milrow out of jail. Donald's the new Narwhal's leader. Shoot the Admiral from Fury's mast. There might be a sharpshooter up there. Apologies. Ugh. Alright, so here I'm saying kill Chad is part of my plan? Talk to Shark. So here's where I say what my plan is, as far as like what we intend for Shark. Alright, I think that's it. Alright. That's it for my handwritten notes for now. Now we're going to check the log. I closed up the book fully. Alright. There we go.
So, any luck in your searches?
We have a document and a logbook update. Sorry, my nose is extra congested this morning. Hopefully I can breathe enough to read this. I've managed to escape that damn cargo hold and began swimming around this island of abandoned ships, searching for a place to climb aboard. At last I found an entrance into an old flute. The door was unlocked, fortunately. Inside a fight was underway. A girl in a red coat was facing off against two large men with their faces hidden by black headscarves. I intervened, and together we prevailed. I made the acquaintance of the girl. Her name is Mary Casper, though she's known as Red Mary. Against all expectations, I have found Shark Dodson. He is here on this island. His residence is in St. Augustine. I must go there at once to warn him about the attempt on his life and the treachery of Chad Capper. Alright, one moment. Alright. Mary, what a remarkable woman. A rare blend of beauty, femininity, courage, and wit. She's truly captivating, even with her bluntness and a certain rough edge. Even Roomba pales beside her. Damn it, what am I writing here? Falling in love is the last thing I need right now. Impossible. As soon as I touched the Kukulkan statue, everything went mad. I was thrown into a half-sunken cargo hold and attacked by a monstrous giant crab. I had no choice but to fight it. This must be the island of ships that Snake Eyes spoke of. It's time to leave the cargo hold and explore the island. Alright. Letter to Mary Casper from Chad Capper. This is your final warning, you foolish girl. Did you really think I would let you go after you uncovered my plans to kill Shark? No, sweetheart. We're bound together now, and you'll do what you must. Pay for the rifle, take the key, and prepare our deal, dear Giuseppe? Must be the name of the sniper. Possibly. Sniper on the Fury's mass, possibly Giuseppe. You bear a grudge against me for Alan's death, but understand this, my dear. The rumors about Shark's involvement in Alan's death served my purpose well. Now the narwhals stand against him. That's how I was able to befriend them and arrange this assassination. There was no hope for you with Milrow. Oh my god. I got it. He would have rotted in his cell regardless. I suggest you accept that you belong to me, and only to me. I'll deal with any of your suitors, just as I did with Alan. I don't need some grand, pure love from you, foolish girl. I need you, and I always get what I want. Don't think of me as a monster. No, when Stephen is dead and I become Admiral, I swear you'll have whatever you desire. Think about it. If you don't show yourself on the Tartarus before 11 bells, you won't live to see the dawn. I have loyal men among the narwhals, and they'll gut you in your own cabin without hesitation. Don't think these clever locks or your pretty face will save you from a saber. Understand this, Mary. Either you stay with me and rule this island, or you'll be feeding the crabs with your charms. Chad. Maybe it's Chad who's lock-picking people. Is he saying that locks won't save her? Alright, well, from what it says in the logbook, it seems we would need to go talk with Alan now. So we're going to have to figure out how to get on the San Augustine San Augustine without going through the hold. So let's see if we can figure this out. We gotta go back down and out. Which ship is the mast one? Gloria. Huh. This is the church vessel? Yeah, it looks like they boarded up going any further down. The store is here.
Don't move a muscle.
Now I'm gonna get a bit lost if I keep going. Galleon Eva. I'll see this store, but I'm guessing it's closed at this time of day.
Don't move a muscle. Don't move a muscle.
Alright, so somebody's boss is here. So it looks like I can use Gloria's mast to get up onto whoever ship this is. Let's try going the other way. I'll try and explore as much as I can while it's still night, I guess, and then we'll be able to get a good look around. Alright, now which ship is this? This is Santa Florentina. took me to the other end of the ship. I've been down here before. Here's the Pluto, just closed. Carolina is closed. That's Gloria. This takes me to St. Augustine, I believe. Can't go that way.
Don't move a muscle.
Walk across the bridge, past 2 ships, then you'll find another bridge to the tavern. Alright, so they're telling me to go back to the tavern. Rest there till morning. So we'll go back to the tavern and we'll read the rest of the stories in there. How people got on here. What they've got to say. Alright, so we talked to these 3 guys so far. We've got 3 more here to talk to.
Hell of a vessel, ain't it?
What's up, Joseph? Good day, sir. I'm glad to meet a nobleman here. Good night. Actually, I've been so long amongst the common folk during my time in the Caribbean that I've started to forget I am a noble. Oh, and a modest noble at that. A true gentleman. I think that you and I will be friends. You are not like that pompous abbot. Let me introduce myself, Captain Joseph Lauderdale of the Commonwealth Navy. Well met, Captain. Charles Demir at your service. Life is quite boring here, so visit the tavern in the evening and we can have a glass of wine and talk like gentlemen. They said the abbot's pompous? How are things? Here. Alan got into the Admiral's prison, spent a few months in a cage for it, and then he was killed without any trial. And our eccentric Red Mary is completely lost in her cabin. Poor girl, crying every night. Used to be such a joyful bird.
Share any good news, colleague?
How'd you get here? By doing my duty, I was fighting a Spanish sloop of war, a vessel we believed responsible for plundering several English traders. The action lasted hours, we almost got them, but a sudden storm ruined the game. Both our ships were wrecked near the outer ring. Fortune has a sense of humor, for both I and my Spanish counterpart survived. Perhaps you've already met him. His name is Lorenzo Sodera, a rare papist bastard. Be wary of him. Thank you for your tale. I'll consider the warning. Oh yes, I was gonna tell you guys everything I wrote down. So I made note that it was Jurgen who forged the locks for Mary's cabin, which apparently Chad can break into. Chad sent the men to kill Mary. Chad works for Shark. Shark came to set up base. Shark took St. Augustine and then Tartarus. Shark imprisoned Milrow. Bravados, Wizards, Chimiset. Chad is the jailer. Chad framed Shark. Donald is the new Narwhal's leader. Sniper on Fury's mast might be Giuseppe. Narwhals attacked Mary at Claude's word. And it looks like my shared goals are kill Chad and talk to Shark. What kind of services can be found on the island? If you need to rest, visit Sancho's Tavern. They'll always provide you with food, drink, and a bed. If you need powder, shot, cold steel, and the like, go to Axel Yost. He owns the local shop. Brother Julian offers medicines and sells holy amulets in his church. Okay, so this is during the day you can actually visit and get services here outside of the tavern. The Narwhals have a very talented blacksmith named Jurgen Schmidt. They say they crafts the most exquisite blades. There's another talented craftsman among the Narwhals, but I never learned anything about him. If you run afoul of the pirates or the other clans, see Giuseppe Fazio. He functions as a sort of local diplomat. Ah, so he's a diplomat. Being a Navy man, what's your opinion about the pirates' dominance here? I mean, I'm having a bit of a rough time with my nose this morning, guys. 1 second. Like, I just blew my nose, and now I got... It's getting bad. I can't say I like it, but there's nothing I can do about it, and even I must admit they established peace on the island in record time. Before the pirates arrived, the clans fought each other almost daily with no regard for the innocents caught in the middle. Moreover, the pirates sell food at a fair rate. Citizens get good nutrition cheaply, but the pirates gouged the clans as revenge for attacking them when they first arrived. I know a very smart man among the pirates, Leighton Dexter. He's in charge of all their trade. I had a talk with him once. I wonder how such a talented and educated man who knows tactics, cartography, and economics would end up joining a band of pirates. Interesting. You know, it only took him a few days to make a map of this whole island. I saw it. It had almost everything. I believe he made it in anticipation of a war between the clans. It'd be my pleasure to answer your questions, sir. So if I can visit Leighton Dexter, I can get a map of the island? I've seen a lot of locked chests around the island. People don't trust each other, do they? It's prudence, my friend, prudence. They say that long ago thievery was common on the island, at least until new locks were installed on all the chests. And yet, there is still someone who can get the chests open, though he only steals rum and cheap jewelry, never gold or money. Every lock is unique, no duplicate keys exist. Jurgen made sure of that. He crafts not only blades but locks and keys. I was told that outdoor chests don't contain valuables, that serious items are always held within the ships. Interesting. It would be my pleasure to answer your questions, sir. No questions, pardon. Alright. This must be Lorenzo. Yep. You are French? I don't think we have anything to talk about. Interesting, why not? I don't think your national animosity serves much purpose on this island. I don't think so. I'm an officer and a gentleman. I don't fraternize with enemies. Neither in Europe, nor the Caribbean, nor this island, nor anywhere else. Go your way, senor. As you wish.
Hell of a vessel, ain't it?
Good day, monsieur. You're new here, aren't you? Good night. Yes, I suppose I am. My name is Charles. Who are you? Jax Turam? 2 years ago, I was a respectable and wealthy merchant, owner and captain of my own flute. Alas, now I am as poor as a church mouse, with no hope that my situation will change. Some people get lucky here. They find gold, jewels, ships filled with treasure, but I am not one of them. I found only a single chest of doubloons and few trinkets. At least it's enough to buy food, so you don't starve. Pleasure to meet you, sir. I don't mind chatting. Glad to meet you, too. Tell me the latest news. Red Mary completely gave up after the tragic death of her boyfriend, Alan Milrow, staying in her cabin and crying every night. Poor girl.
Hell of a vessel, ain't it?
How'd you get here? You want to hear my story? Fine. As you already know, I was a merchant. One day I sailed from Tortuga to Belize on my good old flute. My holds were filled with ebony and cacao. I spent all my money on the cargo. I'd arranged a very profitable deal with a man who wanted to buy my cargo for an extremely high price. I would have made a fortune, all was going well, not a single cloud in the sky, my ship was swift as a bird, then trouble came. I was sailing near Cuba, avoiding Spanish patrols, when suddenly we were attacked by a pirate galleon. What were they doing there, in the middle of a Spanish territory? We tried to flee, but the galleon was surprisingly fast. The pirates caught us up and attacked. Their culverines were loaded with grape shot. The first salvo took out half my crew, demoralized the rest. I wanted to put up a good fight, but my crew and officers stopped me. We surrendered. The pirates took our cargo and threw away our cannons. I hoped it was not the end for me. Losing the cargo was a heavy blow, but I could still make money on freight contracts until I got back on my feet. But fate had other plans. The pirate bastards opened fire on my defenseless flute. We were a sitting duck without our guns. I could still hear the pirates' laughter. The galleon sailed away as we clung to the wreck of our ship. Then a strong gale came and a wave carried me overboard. I managed to lash myself to a broken spar and stay afloat. I'll spare you the details about my brush with sharks. After an eternity, the currents brought me to this island. That's how I survived. Damn. How long would you have been afloat? What do you do here? I live like the rest of the locals. I search for valuables in the outer ring and exchange them for food. I dream about finding an Indian chief's treasures or a galleon filled with Spanish gold. I dream about eating something other than corned beef and fish. There was a man here who hunted those giant crabs. I used to pay him 5 doubloons a claw and dine on it for several days. Pity he died. But I can't say anyone was surprised. Hunting those crabs is dangerous activity. Tell me, I see that there are ladies on the island. I see what you're implying. Yes, love and intrigue exists here, and why wouldn't they? Man is made for woman as woman is made for man. That's nature. You may try Gillian and Taneki. They are young, pretty, and open to courting. I myself have already found a woman, Natalia. She is a waitress in Sancho's Tavern. A great girl, I tell you. I believe she's the only reason I didn't lose my mind during those first months living here. She's helped me a lot, and now we're together. Oh, romantic. You want to go back to the wide world? Good question. I'd like that, of course, but to think about it, I am broke. I invested everything in my cargo, and now both it and my ship are sunk. I have nothing left. The only way I can think to earn money now is to work for Dutch West India Company if they hired me, of course. If only I had enough money to buy a schooner and some supplies, but I don't. So I'd better stay on the island. At least here I don't have to work from dawn to dusk for a piece of bread. Alright. That's everybody in the tavern. It's almost morning. I'm gonna go ahead and...
Not a grub. On the other hand, we've got
rent a room
alcove
for the
to
night.
make you dance in your breeches.
Actually, did we get everything? Yeah, I've asked him this before. Huh, it's just an upstairs room in the tavern. Just the bed up here. Alright, so now we gotta go back.
The sea is my home, and that's all there is to it.
Now you have. My name's Gerard Smeets, sailor, a seaman from Rotterdam. You look like a quartermaster, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. My name is Charles Demir. Pleasure to meet you. Actually, you look more like a ship owner or a paymaster. You're a well-educated man, no doubt. Glad to meet you. How'd you get here? I decided to explore the Gulf of Mexico. Buccaneers from Cuba told me that there was uncharted island in this area, and I wanted to see if they were correct. Are you the only survivor? Where'd your ship sink? The Outer Ring? I'm indeed the only survivor. My bark's at the bottom of the sea south of here. It didn't even reach the Outer Ring. Well, since you're stuck here, visit Sancho to get some rum. Drinking away your sorrow is always a good way to start. This latest gossip. They have murdered the head of the narwhals right in prison. Creepy act, I tell ya. To kill a helpless man. Just like that. I see.
After a dangerous voyage, there's nothing better than a good old welcoming shore.
I might ask him later about his story. Who are you? Alright, let's continue on. I want to head that way. I need to head this way. Oh, what's up, man?
Before the soul hours, and then your people come.
Ronnie, be my name. Alright, let's see if we can talk with the Admiral now. Also, damn. Let's see if I can figure out how to get to the Outer Ring and explore. Look at that. Get higher up so I can get even better view. Look at that. This is the island. Yeah, there's definitely more I can explore on these ships. There's got to be a way to get around to some. Now, they did mention there was one ship, like, off on its own. I remember seeing that mentioned. I wonder where it is. Maybe that one over there? Or towards the far end. I'll have to see if we can figure that out.
Don't move a muscle.
Don't look so surprised, lad. Everybody knows that Steve Shark is our admiral. Do you have any business with him? Yes, damn it, I have business with him and it's urgent. And what kind of business? We'll only tell Shark about it in private. I'm working for Jens Svensson. Do you know him? Forest Devil? Ha! Half of Maine knows that man. Listen, lad, don't be stubborn. Either explain yourself or get lost before I get angry. Shark said to spare him from useless people, and I'm doing just as he ordered. Fine, here, take a look at this letter. It's written by Forest Devil to Shark. Fine, I suppose Steve will find it interesting. Move along. Oh, really? Give the letter back if it's not too much trouble, please. Alright. Now we get to talk with Shark.
We wound up in a trap that we won't get ourselves out of.
I don't know you. What do you want? Of course you don't. We've never met. I've only just arrived. Hello, Stephen. I've been looking for you. A lot of people have come looking for me. Most of them are in cemeteries now. If you don't want to join them, maybe try telling me why you've been looking for me. We have a friend in common. Here, take this letter. It's written by Svensson. Old Forest Devil can explain things far better than me. That does explain things, and here I thought you'd come to give me a black spot for killing Blaze. Shark killed Blaze? Don't attack my pen. Did you leave your ship at the outer ring, and how did you know I was here? I didn't. That was pure chaos. And about Blaze, me and Yan don't think you're responsible for his death. Okay, so he's saying he's not responsible, but people think he is. You're right, I'm not, but someone wants the Brethren to think I did. Interesting, you know, I came here to find Nathaniel Hawk, but here you are instead. Heh. Hawk? Isn't he on Jamaica? No, Jackman rules Maroontown now. I learned that Hawk arrived here in the same way I did, the idol of Kukulkan. What the fuck are you talking about? I didn't get here via ship, Stephen. I know this is hard to believe, but there is an Indian idol on the Spanish Main that acts as some kind of doorway. Don't look at me like that. I'm not mad or drunk. I don't understand any of this is possible, but it is. A shaman called Snake Eye in the Mosquito Village south of Amatique Cove helped Hawk escape some men who were trying to kill him. He showed Hawk the Indian idol, an icon of Kukulkan. Stop. And transported him to this island. Not playing. Snake Eye told me that he'd once traveled to this island himself the exact same way, and told me how I could do it myself. I just double-clicked somehow. When I touched the idol, a circle of light formed around the idol. Fire blazed everywhere, and when I was drawn to the idol, I was thrown out here in your ship's cargo hold downstairs near the bow at the breach. It was horrible, though. I felt sick and worn out after crossing. Snake Eye gave me a special potion to counteract the effects, though. To cap everything off, I was attacked by a giant fucking crab. Alright, I believe you. Okay, so it was all just dialogue and me explaining this story. That is, I believe the part about the crab. There are a lot of those monsters around the island. We bait them with dead fish so they hang around the submerged breaches in the hull. Wonderful guards, scare thieves shitless. But all this about the idol. I won't reject that part of your story out of hand. I've heard about the strange rituals the Ravados used to conduct aboard their ships. There was talk of human sacrifices to an Indian idol. I swear it's all true. I believe that you believe it. But let's set aside magical idols for now. According to Yen's letter, you want me to become the head of the Brethren of the Coast. Exactly. Many things changed after you and Hawk disappeared. Jackman wants to become leader of the Brethren, and he will be if Yen and I don't stop him. Jackman's up for a serious and bloody game. I am sure that it was him who organized Hawk's ambush. I also think he killed Blaze Sharp. Making you leader of the Brethren is the only way to stop him. Why does this look like this should have been like a multiple choice answer here? Hey, I'd be glad to take up the crown, but we need to leave this island first. I've had enough of it. The plan was to leave Dexter in charge of our base here. I never intended to stay long, so Dexter's the smart guy who was gonna then lead the base. But my ship was burnt in a battle with the clans. I don't even think about suggesting we use some mystical Indian bullshit to get off the island. It's a ship of or nothing for me. Steven, I still need to find that idol. Snake Eye swore it would be here. Now, you said you knew something about the Ravados conducting rituals using an idol. What else can you tell me? Nothing. That was all before I arrived here, long before. Taking a trip through these portals of Kukulkan doesn't scare me anymore. It'll be the fastest way for me to get off the island, get a ship, and get you home. If you believe nothing else, believe that I want to help you. You'll have to talk about it with the old-timers of the islands. Try the Ravados wizard, Chimiset. The old black knows much more than he lets on. Where can I find the wizard? In my prison, Tartarus. You can go there and see him. I'll give you the key. Talk to Chad Capper, our jailer. Wait, Steven. There's something you need to know about Capper. I'm listening. I don't know how else to say this, but Capper is plotting to kill you. You'd better have a damn good reason to accuse one of my oldest mates of treachery. Let me tell you the whole story. Talk fast. After I found myself in the flooded cargo hold, I got out through a hole in the hull and swam along the shipwrecks, looking for a place to climb out. I finally found a wreck where I could get through a door in the bow. There was a fight between some girl in a red jacket and two tough lads. Someone was trying to kill Red Mary? Apparently, I helped her finish off those bastards. We had an interesting chat afterwards. Tell me, Steve, who are the Narwhals and Ravados? She mentioned them several times. They're clans who are descended from the first settlers of Justice Island. The Narwhals are mostly English, Dutch, and French stock. Ravados are all Negroes. Each clan has a leader, and each holds several ships that constitute a territory which is restricted to outsiders. You must know the correct passwords in order to visit either territory. They change the passwords every week. I see, and Mary is a narwhal. Yes, so what did she tell you? Chad Capper killed Alan Milrow, her lover, who was captured by you. After that, he spread a rumor that you committed the murder. He tried to manipulate Mary's lust for revenge for his own ends. Chad killed Alan, but why? To leave the blame at your doorstep and make the narwhals hostile to you. Capper's ultimate goal is to eliminate you and take your place as admiral. Mary refused to take part in his plan and to become his lover, so he ordered his men to kill her. And she told you all this? Yes, I don't think she was lying. Besides, she gave me a letter from Chad Capper. I've already read it. Here. Yes, this is Chad's handwriting. Alright. Unbelievable bastard traitor. I'm going to hang him by his entrails. Leighton, get 5 men in. On second thought, belay that. Leighton dismissed. We'll do this smart-like. I've been looking for a way to improve our relations with the Ravados, and this could be it. Their wizard Chimiset is being held in Tartarus local prison. We're going to let Ravados free their man, and in the act, they'll kill Chad for us. Leighton, go to Tartarus and take all our guards off her upper deck. Charles, I have an important job for you. Find the leader of Ravados, Black Eddie, and negotiate with him. Me? I don't know anyone here. You're about to, starting with Eddie. He's the head of the entire Ravados clan. You're the best man to do diplomacy on our behalf. None of my pirates would be granted an audience with Eddie. And to be perfectly honest, none of them have great oratory skills. Sigh. Alright. I'll go see this Black Eddie. Take this key and give it to him. It opens every door on Tartarus. The Negroes will need it if they are to rescue Chimiset. Also, take these 50 doubloons. Another local you're about to know is Gypsy Fazio, a mediator and diplomat on the Caroline. So he's on the Caroline. Take the doubloons and buy this week's password to Ravado's territory. Fazio makes it his business to acquire the passwords as they're selected. Huh. Next, go to the Protector. It's Black A's residence. Tell him that Chad Capper has joined the Narwhals, stopped following my orders, and is going to murder Chimiset today. It's Black A on the Protector. Give him the key, tell him to take a strong force and attack the Tartarus. We'll kill two birds with one stone. The Ravados will consider us their allies, and Capper will die at the hands of the Negroes. Got everything? I think so. Where do I find the Protector and Caroline? Leave my residence, cross the rope bridge, and turn left. This will be Caroline. Getting to Protector is a bit trickier. After you cross the bridge, turn right. Go to the Santa Florentina, other side of the board bridge. Alright, 1 second. So, Caroline. Okay, right, this on a fresh sheet. And then we're gonna wrap things up here. What I might do tomorrow is I might reread this last bit. Caroline. And then Protector. Find the Ravados soldiers. As I said, they're all black. They'll ask the password, say it loud and clear. Then go inside the Fury and enter the Protector through the stern. Alright, we'll get to it, friend. I'll be back soon. Alright. Well, a lot of dialogue, a lot of information, a lot of learning about what's going on with the politics on this island. And, yeah. So we just got to meet Shark for the first time. Next time we're going to be going to talk to Black Eddie. But that's going to be it for today, guys. Hope you all have enjoyed. This is a lot going on in this place, and it's kind of interesting. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next time. So I will see you all again tomorrow.